Good morning from Steubenville, Ohio, home of Dean Martin. We're at a location down here loading for western central Michigan, Ludington, Michigan, right over on the shores of Lake Michigan. It's overcast, 35 degrees here. From what I understand, it's going to be 30 and snow tonight up in Michigan, so that's going to be a ton of fun. Right now, I am waiting. So we have been here since 7. It's about 7:45. Truck and trailer nice and clean. Had to get a washout this morning. Last time I was here, this place needed a pickup number and not a commodity. Today, they want a pickup number and a commodity. And guess what? I don't have the commodity. So I am waiting for dispatch to get in the office, which should be here shortly, to give me the commodity, whether it's crushed stone, whether it's dolomite, whether it's this, whether it's that, so I can get loaded and get out of here. Good thing is this place doesn't take long, so once we get that, we'll be on the scale, loaded, and leaving shortly. Right now I got Gizzy Man out trying to get him to go potty, but he's kind of chilly and doesn't want any part of it. So we're going to get him back in, give a call to dispatch, and see what we can do. Okay, so we are back in the back. This is a familiar place. I was here about a month or two ago, Gizmo and I, and we are getting sand. About a month ago, we were getting like a powder and rock or limestone, took it to Birmingham. As I said, this is going to Michigan. So, watching to see if he's about wrapped up. Once I got the right information here, it doesn't take long at all. These guys are very quick. Looks like it's going to be about 4 buckets. He's just going back in to get one more. Be out of here, and myself and this guy right here, will be on the road. Okay, so this is called olivine sand, O-L-I-V-I-N-E. Looks like a really fine white powder, almost like a talc. I gotta kick this down a little bit. I am gonna use my shovel today. A lot of times you guys see me just kick it down with my feet. I gotta get up there anyhow and put my bows back in. But I'm just gonna set my phone right there. I'm gonna use a shovel today. Looks like it might actually move easier. See there with the shovel. And this is gonna make a mess. Oh, yeah, it's gonna get in there. That off some. Gonna get this tarped up, get scaled out, get out of here. So, off to Michigan we go. Not a bad day in Ohio. It's warming up. I think it's gonna be 55 today. Like I said earlier, I think it's 30 and snow tonight where I'm going up in Michigan. Catch you in a while. All right, I am in Muscatine, Iowa, over here by Quad Cities. I just delivered next door to a steel mill. It was a load of small iron that we picked up in Chicago yesterday. We meaning me and Gizzy, man. It was a muddy pit there. I was trying to get in and out because I arrived at that location at 1:45 p.m. and I wanted out of Chicago before rush hour, so I wasn't taking time to film. And as is the case a lot of times on the delivery, I had a whole bunch of trucks that were in line, and the last thing I wanted was to be holding them up to film. So guys, sometimes we get the footage, sometimes we don't. But right now we are coming into this customer to get a load of slag, and we're taking it right back to Gary, Indiana. Must be my couple of days for the Windy City. Hopefully it doesn't take long. It's almost 8 a.m. I should be out of here 30 minutes. These places, this customer normally doesn't take long at all. They're fairly quick. I hope that this particular location is the same. Okay, so we're back in the operation here. The loader is pulling slag, which is this stone. He has a scale, which is awesome. And I told him I wanted 45,000 even, 22.5 tons. He's weighing it now. When they put the loader up in the air like that, that's how they weigh it. He's kicking a little bit off, as you can see. These guys are good too. They've been doing it for a long time. They know exactly how much to kick off to come up with a certain amount. Thank heavens he has a scale. He's gonna bring it back. Woo! It's about 44 degrees here in Iowa today. Not too awful bad. It's a muddy mess, I tell you. Last couple of places I've been to have just been a nightmare. Truck was clean Monday morning. Or I'm sorry, Wednesday morning. I had a wash right before we loaded down to Scriptural. And every place after that was a mud pit. We're loading up on top there, as you can see. So over here you got a fellow with a magnet moving steel. Back over in the back is cutters. One good thing about End Dump, it doesn't take long to load. If you do it right, it doesn't take long to unload either. Thank heavens for that. All right, we're gonna get it done and get out of here.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the house. I'm back in my same favorite t-shirt. This is Clark Griswold. I think I've had this t-shirt for about 15 years. If I'm not mistaken, it was like one of those $2.50 t-shirts on the rack at Walmart. I bought it. I started wearing it as a sleep t-shirt, and it's just been my favorite t-shirt of all time. And if anything ever happened to this shirt, you'd probably have to institutionalize me. I'm sure we've all been there, right? So, hey, it's great. But hey, in this video, you just saw that I loaded in Steubenville, went up to Michigan with that load of sand. From there, I went to Chicago, got a load of iron, took it out to Muscatine, Iowa. No footage, guys. I was in a hurry. I wanted out of Chicago, and when I got to Muscatine, there were 20 trucks there in line. There was no way I was going to have time to film or do anything like that. So, again, I apologize. No delivery. And the delivery of sand, that was inside a warehouse that was very dark. There was a worker there with a flashlight spotting me. It was safe, but you couldn't really see anything. So even if I would have had a camera, it would have just been dark. You would have saw the lights of my trailer. That's it. So, sorry. And then I loaded that slag, took it to Gary, Indiana, delivered that same day in the afternoon. It was a slow weekend. I told Kyle, if it's slow, bounce me home, load me out of the house on Monday. It's exactly what we did. I came home. I've been home since yesterday morning, Saturday, today, Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow morning, I'm loading out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, heading back up to Ludington, Michigan. Not out of Steubenville, but out of Aliquippa. I'm more than likely the same product, sand, just a different supplier. So that's what we're doing. And they told me up in Michigan, they normally get this sand in off a barge, but they can't get a barge. So it's Oakley to the rescue. Hey, that's cool. It pays our bills too. So that's that. All right. So that's what I have upcoming. But today's scripture, okay, it's not the book of Romans from last week. This is out of the book of Matthew. And I saw a post on Instagram that really resonated with me, and it was about a story in the book of Matthew with Jesus. And I'm just going to share this briefly today. I'm in Matthew chapter 8, verses 28 to 34. And it says, when Jesus and his disciples came to the country of Gadarenes, two demon-possessed men met him, coming out of the tombs, so fierce that no one could pass that way. And behold, they cried out, what have you to do with us, O Son of God? Have you come to torment us before the time? Now a herd of pigs was feeding at some distance from them, and the demons begged him, saying, if you cast us out, send us away into the herd of pigs. And Jesus said to them, go. So they came out and went into the pigs, and behold, the whole herd rushed down the steep bank and into the sea and drowned. The herdsmen fled, and going into the city, they told everything, especially what had happened to the demon-possessed men. And behold, all the city came out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they begged him to leave their region. There's a few things with this that's very important. First of all, demon-possessed men coming out of the tomb, so fierce no one could pass that way. This would be like somebody saying, don't go to that part of town. There's a couple of people over there that are very violent, and you don't want to be near them. It's very dangerous. Don't go near there. But yet Jesus passed that way with immunity. This didn't even bother him. You think he didn't know those demon-possessed men were there? Of course he would have known that. They came out and they said to him, what have you to do with us, O Son of God? They knew that he was Christ. He didn't introduce himself. Hey, everybody, I'm Jesus, the Son of God. How are you? It's not what happened. They knew. Something to keep in mind, people, okay? Satan and demons know the Bible, probably better than most of us. Don't lose sight of that. So when they said to him, have you come to torment us before the time? They know that there is an eternity coming, and they're going to be cast into hell. They know this, and they were asking him, are you doing this before the time? So they begged him to not cast them out, but let them go into a herd of pigs, and he did. With one command, 2 letters, go. They went to the pigs, went into the water, and drowned. The herdsmen, terrified, fled to the city, told everything. Key point, especially, it says especially, what had happened to the demon-possessed men, which are now no longer demon-possessed, and the whole city came out to meet Jesus and begged him to get out of there. And this is interesting, because they knew that Jesus had healed these men. Now, they no longer didn't have to go to this side of town. These 2 men were no longer violent. Now they could pass freely wherever they wanted in this region. Now, something to note here, too, before I forget to tell you this. Okay, it says they were herding pigs. It's likely these weren't Jews. These were Greeks or Gentiles, because Jews couldn't eat pork. So these weren't God's chosen people, the Jews, but nonetheless, Jesus was there for everyone, including me, a Gentile, because I'm not Jewish. But when they saw this, they begged him to get out of there. Okay, so rather than recognizing that Jesus had done a magnificent thing in healing these men, they focused on their possessions. Now, granted, I'm sure these people bought and sold the pigs for money, etc. Absolutely. But rather than acknowledging what Jesus had done for their city, for their town, and for these 2 men, they wanted him gone. And in this post that I saw on Instagram, it basically said, what pigs do we have in our life that we value so much that it keeps us from Christ or what he's doing for us? In other words, what possession, what stronghold, what things do we value or do we hold on to at such a point that we don't recognize Jesus, we don't recognize God, we don't recognize the things that he's doing for us, or we place them in a place of importance above and beyond God. We take God down off a shelf or Jesus off a shelf when we want him, but we really clutch onto these possessions or strongholds. We have to ask ourselves that. And I've had to ask myself that. Are there things that I'm hanging on to or that I place of importance more than my time in the Bible or my time with Jesus? It's something that we should probably all ask ourselves. So guys, I'm ask you the question. Do you have any pigs, using the context of this story, in your life that's keeping you from recognizing what Jesus is doing for you? Ask yourself that honestly, and if you do, you might want to work on that. We all need to, including me. So that being said, thanks for watching today's video. If you're interested in Bruce Oakley, Email me, Jimmysroadlyfe, Lyfe, at gmail.com. I'll be happy to help you any way that I can. If you're interested in Scripture, that's more important than Bruce Oakley, in my opinion. Email me at the same email address. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you have a blessed Sunday afternoon. I love all of you. God bless you. Take care. Catch you down the road.